Hey, people, we are live here with another episode of the North Carolina Podcast, the new era of UNC football and its coverage. I am one of your co-hosts, the captain of the Hooligan Express himself, Tornado McCray, Myron McCray, as some people may know me by my supposed government. But that is neither here nor there for you to choose. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my co-host. Tell the people how you living, man. Tell the people.
Yo, what's good? What's happening? How you living? It's your boy, Ricebox 26 again, aka Mr. Rice. That man, that other guy. We're back with some more North Carolina Live. So there has been You ain't do it?
I ain't do it.
You ain't do it?
Nope.
Well, you gonna do it.
Oh, God. There we go. Like, oh, God.
Yeah, man, that man's was in here struggling.
It's the listen, man. But, yo, there has been a whole lot going on in the world of North Carolina football. There's been a whole lot going on in the Tar Heel Nation, bro, and I'm kind of excited to talk about it. What about you? I'm a little excited.
I'm ready. I'm ready for what's going down.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, for those of you who haven't heard, apparently, UNC, particularly the football program, is about to get some upgrades up here in the near future. So that means, honestly, your pockets might be starting to get hurt because, with upgrades come prices.
Come ticket prices.
Come ticket prices, and, concessions start to get a little expensive. But, I mean, it is what it is.
Tariffs for all.
But so, athletic director Bubba Cunningham and Chief Revenue Officer Rick Barakat, they were talking with the Board of Trustees last Wednesday, and they mentioned a few enhancements for the football program. Namely, number one, sponsorships. They're trying to get a new name for the stadium, but Keenan will still be included. So basically trying to get a brand, probably something like Mercedes-Benz. Basically something like Mercedes-Benz Keenan Stadium or something like that. You know what I mean?
Fifth Third Bank Kenneth Williams Stadium.
Gamebridge Kenneth Stadium. Something like that. You know what I mean? And then they're also trying to rebrand the
Ahab's Blubber Nugget Kenneth Williams Stadium.
Jesus, get him out of here. And then they're trying to rebrand.
Captain Ahab.
I can't trust
Fisher
this man.
Price.
Fisher Price. No. Then they're also trying to do game. They're trying to get a more interactive experience for game day presentations. So for those of you who are on campus for the games or whatnot, they're trying to basically expand in Polk Place. They're on campus trying to do like more concerts, trying to have an actual interactive beer garden, a more vibrant spot even for the student sections out there. So that looks cool. They're getting some new enhancements physically as Keenan Stadium is getting what? Yo, did man's just all right? I guess he just disappeared. So he will be back. And in the meantime, wait, what is going? Yo, we got Ghost. Y'all, we got Ghost.
We got Ghost.
We got Ghost. We got a Ghost here because I can't see him. Can y'all see him? We got Ghost. We got Monsters, Daddy. There he goes. I don't know what you got going on, bro.
I don't either.
They hating you today. They hating your life.
Clearly.
So, while he figures out what he got going on, new stadium enhancements. We got a new sound system coming up for the 2025 season, and they're trying to upgrade the video and the sound system again for 2026. And then also, they're trying to hold more events at Keenan Stadium. So when football's not in session, they're trying to do like more specialized events, more concerts, more soccer games, more every which way. They're trying to actually get the Savannah Bananas out there too.
And I'm pretty sure they would.
Like, they're trying to get the Savannah Bananas to play a game out there too. So big things in the future. And I just got to say, how you feel about these upgrades, man? While you're also struggling to upgrade your background.
Like, it's just rejecting everything that I'm doing right now, and I don't appreciate
Sounds like,
but no, I actually appreciate the upgrades though.
Sounds like my year in 6th grade.
Something.
It's like sounds like 6th grade to me all over again.
I'm just gonna have to come back. I don't know what it wants me to do.
All right, well, while you go fix that, it's just me. Oh Lord, what is that? Wait, hold up. Why can y'all see everything? Do I got? I left the light on in the closet, but it don't matter. It don't matter, guys. But as we wait for this, man, honestly, I just know that I'm really excited about these upgrades. I think it's going to be really cool. I honestly believe upgrading the stadium is probably necessary, especially, well, I won't even say it's necessary. You just know what comes with Bill Belichick. With Bill Belichick comes money. When you got the money, you got to upgrade it. And because Bill's not going to sit there and have subpar facilities. He's going to make sure we treat this program like an NFL program. He said it's the NFL's 33rd team. So he's going to try and treat this program like he wants us to have the facilities, not only for the players, but for the fans. So, I mean, can you be mad? Can you be mad at him? I don't know. I just think that overall, the upgrades are going to be lovely. I do know they're going to be expensive. Let's be honest. They're going to be expensive. Ticket prices have already gone up because of Belichick. Like, prices are sold up. They went up 50% or so, and they've already sold out. So because of that, once they get the stadium upgraded, you know they're going to sell out. Oh, like, bruh. When, like,
you know, I get,
bro, I just know that's gonna hurt me. Like, I can't even remember what sound bites I got, bro. I can't even give the right sound bite for all of this. Let me see. Yeah, that's a perfect one. When the prices go up, that's gonna hurt. That's how I'm gonna feel. A lot of us are gonna feel that way, but I mean, it is what it is. It happens. Inflation, tariffs, expensive stuff. You know what I mean? The whole kit and caboodle. And overall, I'm excited for how it's going to look, though. I really am excited for how it's going to look, though. And guys,
it's going to work.
The ghost has returned.
Listen, I don't know what was happening. I don't know what happened. I don't understand it. I don't like it. Either way.
The ghost has returned. I gave my 2 cents on how I feel about it. Basically, I like when it comes with Bill brings money. And with that money, they're going to bring it on upgrades. And Bill ain't going to have no subpar facility, whether it's for the players or the fans.
Like, you absolutely can't have a subpar facility, especially when you got a big name like that comes through. Then you're going to expect other big names to obviously come through. You're not going to sit there and have subpar stuff. Because think about it. Look how much flack the Giants catch. Look how much flack the Browns catch. And all that in these professional leagues that make all of this money, but you have a subpar upkeep of your stadium. The Giants and Jets have been in a stadium that people have been calling a screaming metal death trap for the last 10 years?
Bro, the Bears stadium is
upgrade anything in their
stadium is horrible. They never upgrade
their stadium is horrible. Like, I get at the end of the day, yeah, you have diehard fans who are going to pay money anyway, but at some point you have to do something. Because even Buffalo was like, listen, we get that where we are is not a good location, so we have to do something to improve this situation.
Listen, when you have the most torn ACLs than any other stadium in the league, and it's not even close, like in terms of torn ACL incidents and torn Achilles, the last star quarterback they had tore his Achilles on the first play.
That's what I'm saying. Come on,
the very first play.
Something. Do something, please.
So with Bill, it comes money, man.
Oh yeah, like I said, once again, like Bill's not just gonna let you come out and not only play, like, especially you're not gonna let you play at a subpar level. So why would we play in a stadium that's at a subpar level?
Facts.
So the upgrades were necessary. I'm with it.
I did say though, we all know when the prices go up, it's gonna hurt, bro. Like, and you're gonna look at your ticket prices like, oh.
What you mean is $125 for nosebleeds?
What you mean is $300 for beyond the bleeds? put me on the nosebleeds.
What you mean I gotta pay $500 for a tailgate spot?
Hey, $500 for the tailgate. That's the far tailgate. Like that's the tailgate that's in the mud and in the bushes. In the bushes.
What you mean this novelty stuffed animal is $35?
Man, listen.
I'm sorry, sir. It's 25 cents a minute for the bathroom. What?
Whoa. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all charging by the minute for the bathroom is crazy.
Oh, that'd be wild.
That would be
when I tell you at this point in my life, if I ever found out I went to a bathroom that charged me by the minute, I guarantee you.
No, here's the bad part. What if they ask you if you gotta go number 1 or number 2, and then if you tell them you gotta go number 2, that's when they start charging you by the minute.
In some instances, I can agree.
What do you mean?
Like,
you literally just said the moment you found out you're getting charged by the now you change.
Just think about it. If let's say you go to the bathroom at halftime, right. You know there's 100-something people trying to get to this bathroom, and you decide I'm gonna take a 30-minute too. Now I gotta charge you for this because you got us all sitting out here waiting to use these stalls in these bathrooms. You could have went at the second. You could have went 10 minutes into the second quarter. You didn't do that.
I ain't gonna lie.
You wait until halftime to do this.
ladies, as unfair as this would be, y'all gonna get charged double per minute, like because y'all gotta use this. I said, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
you probably charge them. You'd have to charge them half because it just ain't fair.
Knowing disrespectful, greedy people, they try to charge double. The average person would say, nah, they just get charged half because they got to go into a stall anyways.
Especially you got the ones like that's in the onesies that they got to zip all the way and take all the way.
Oh, a romper? They got a romper or a bodysuit?
You got to charge them half. They get charged half.
Hey, listen,
it just don't make no sense.
Nah, if you're in a romper if you're in a romper or a bodysuit, 25%. You only get charged 25%. Like exactly. That's already a whole issue. Here's the difference. Halloween's the only excuse. Everybody gets charged his regular price because you don't know who's in what.
I'm about to say you chose that on purpose.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Halloween, you chose to go into one, like my old Spider-Man suit. If I decide to go in a Spider-Man suit and I know it only zips up, hey.
Like, take it to Taylor, get it modified.
It's all on you, man. But
get the zipper around the front.
But then we're gonna move on, bro, because definitely want to talk about this because heading into this season, we got 2 games against California this year, right? California, the home where Kendrick resides. Kendrick, we don't want no problems, please.
So I ain't gonna lie. So I look at the overall record being 5-4, right? However, one, I feel like the only real battle that I anticipate, and I'm not going to count. Like I was going to say, it was only SoCal, as I think it's going to be the only real battle they're going to have.
The teams we play this year are Cal and
still
Stanford.
Have a legit quarterback. And I'll say I wasn't going to count Stanford out because for some reason Stanford just shows up at random with teams that they shouldn't be showing up for, but they'll show up anyway. But like with SoCal, they still have a good quarterback. They still have Lincoln Riley calling the shots over there. They still have a good set of wide receivers. The offense is still good because most of the guys you saw in that game against LSU this past year, a lot of those guys were sophomores and freshmen.
I'll say SoCal, they didn't. So, did they go to the Big 12? Or did they go? Because I know Stanford and Cal came to the ACC. SoCal, did they go Big 12?
Yeah, Stanford and Cal came to the ACC. I think they went Big 10.
That's weird.
Because it's either Big 10 or Big 12.
I think they went Big 12.
I'm gonna check.
I think they went Big 12. But as I was looking at this, and for those of y'all who don't see the record, so here's the deal. Overall, Carolina has only played.
Yeah, they went Big 10.
They went Big 10?
They went Big 10.
Oh wow, I ain't gonna lie, that's weird.
And they've been in Big 10 since 2024. So they actually went before Oregon and all them boys went.
Ew, that's weird. But here's the thing. For those of you who, I know y'all can't see the record. No, UNC, they have played 9 games against California teams in their entire history. 9 games. It'll be 11 by the end of this year.
What's good,
Right
Beats?
now. Oh, Beats in
Yo.
here? Yo.
Beats in here.
He probably either just got off his shift or he working the night shift right now.
Shoot. I'm
But
hoping nobody's.
hey, he got us pulled up on like the laptop, on like the tablet, while he watching the game. Eating
That man slacking off right now.
And it's like, all right, it's like California Golden Bears 0-2, Southern Cal Trojans 2-0, Stanford Cardinal, which I don't get why their mascot is a tree, but their thing's Cardinal. I had to look back into that. I remember I looked it up once. Still weird. 1-2, and then San Diego State Aztecs 2-0. So we got a 5-4 record, but it's like we don't know what we're gonna get when it comes to a California team when we play them.
That's fair. And the question does come up: like, do we beat Stanford and do we beat Cal? I say we beat Cal. I said we beat Cal this year, and it's a shootout with Southern. It's going to be a shootout with Stanford. It's going to be a win by less than 10 points for either team.
Because when do we play Stanford? That's what I want to see. Like, what weekend do we play Stanford? Because I know that, to me, that's going to tell a lot more. If I'm being completely honest.
We play Stanford November 8th.
Oh, my daddy's birthday.
Him daddy.
Happy birthday, daddy.
We play Cal 2 weeks before that, October 17th.
So, not going to front. Going from Clemson. I feel like, here's what's going to happen. I feel like we might actually dog walk Cal. And the reason being is we're going to play Clemson, especially if we lose the game to Clemson. If we lose to Clemson, they're going to be pissed off, and they're going to be mad that they got to fly out to California. They're going to take that out on Cal so quick. Be like, bro, we lost to Clemson at home, and we got to fly? Nah.
No, absolutely.
And then Stanford.
Got to fly out there? Come on now.
Got people hitting pawn shops just to pay. Bro, look at this.
Oh, I see it.
Not you see it and you're just like, I'm not fooling with his foolishness. But yeah, and then the Stanford game, that's gonna be telling. I think that's, if we're not careful, we could lose that game. Especially if we go on the road and beat Syracuse in Syracuse and we're riding that high and we're like, oh, we got Stanford at home. We're okay. Be careful, because Stanford come in, sneak one, and then run off and finish the rest of the season, and with an overall record of 3-11. But what are one of those 3 wins? UNC.
Oh yeah, because I think what's going to happen between these California teams, we'll go 3-1, if not 2-2 and worst.
I'm about to say, who's the third California team?
Got San Diego State on here.
We don't play them. We've just played them. That's a whole history thing.
Whatever.
Like, literally, that's overall history. That's I told you this.
Whatever.
This man said you got San Diego State. I literally just said this is our overall record versus California teams. It's in the notes. It's in the syllabus. Read the syllabus.
Listen, we would talk about teams that we play, even with overall record versus California teams. In my mind, looking at San Diego State being on this list, we play in San Diego State. Historically, we are 2-0 versus San Diego State when we play. Is how I read.
Yes, we don't play them this season, though. You read it right, but we just don't play them this season.
I mean, so you got the crime rate going up because of ticket prices.
I mean, listen, Bill Belichick could turn Chapel Hill into Gotham if you ain't careful.
I don't think Gotham. Maybe Metropolis. A little bit.
He said, "Listen, He said, "Gotham."
Gotham was a little much.
I'm sorry, that was Urban Meyer. That was Gainesville.
I said that's Florida territory.
Man, listen, but overall, it's gonna be fun. Definitely think we can beat both teams, but we have to also just be mindful of both teams.
Let's see.
Listen, bro. This next subject, I think you're gonna get a kick out of. I think you're gonna get a kick out of this one. And y'all too. So y'all know all the debauchery that has gone on between Bill and Jordan and everything that's been happening, right? I will let you know, bro. I purposely avoided any Jordan Hudson. This man thinking of Mike.
Listen, it's a Jordan team. I thought for a minute
that man was thinking of Mike. He said, "What Jordan do?" But
I thought Mike was out here throwing unnecessary shots again.
Nah,
he got drunk again.
I purposely avoided any stories with Jordan Hudson this week because we said last week we were gonna be done talking about her, bro. We gonna try to avoid her.
Because I saw one, I'm like, I could have put it in these notes, but I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
But with all that being said, the chancellor of UNC spoke and has said he is delighted, loves all the attention that UNC football has been getting, including the stuff that's gone down with Bill and Jordan and the media. So Chancellor Lee Roberts, he spoke on the media attention that Bill's brought to UNC, and this is exactly what this man said. I'm reading y'all this quote verbatim. He said, when he was asked about what Bill, they was like, all right, so what about the media attention that Bill's brought to you? He's like, we wanted when we hired Coach Belichick to bring Carolina football to another level. And you heard yesterday the report on season ticket sales. So we increased the price of our season tickets and we sold them out. We see the same thing on sponsorships, on marketing, and the attention of our program. The game against TCU on September 1st is going to be a national primetime game, and we're so delighted about all the attention being paid to Carolina football, and we're excited to see the season. This man, to me, is the example of whether it's good press or bad press. Press is press.
I'm locked in right now. I mean, to be honest, in the world of entertainment and press and all that, it's like he's not wrong.
That man said, "Listen, bad press is still good press.
Is good publicity because at the end of the day, you still got eyes on us." Yeah, sure, the Jordan thing is stupid. However, guess who y'all was talking about the last couple of weeks? North Carolina. That's who y'all was talking about.
Hey, he probably will come on this. He's like, but y'all were talking about us though, right?
Was our name in y'all's mouth?
Yes. Were we the subject of attention? Yes. Was it Clemson?
Like, guess what?
Nope.
They look at it, are y'all season tickets sold out? I don't think so. Ours are.
Hey.
Ours is sold out. Is your first week going to be a national primetime game? I don't think so. Ours is.
It's like, ours is. It's like, listen, God did. He's like, it don't matter. We sold out. Y'all talking about Clemson right now? No. You talking about Georgia Tech? No. NC State? No. Cal?
Clemson?
No.
Stanford? No.
Boston College? No. Florida State? No. But you know who you are talking about? North Carolina, baby. It ain't Duke. It ain't Wake Forest.
That happy birthday was slick.
Listen, I'll say happy birthday again to that man in what month it is? May? I'll say it in 6 months.
In 6 months.
In 6 months. Because
it's like, yeah, I pulled the trigger early. So what?
So what? Big one. Want to fight about it? But I'm just looking at it and I'm kind of just laughing because this man genuinely has said, hey, yo, all publicity, good publicity. I don't care if they talking about Bill and his relationship. As long as North Carolina football gets mentioned at the end of the day.
He said, as long as it ain't scandal, I'm with it.
I mean, basically.
That's it. And I ain't mad at that. As long as it ain't scandal.
As long as it ain't scandal, it ain't funds being misappropriated and stolen.
Like I said, as long as it ain't scandal and my job ain't in jeopardy.
Hey, listen, the moment His job becomes in jeopardy because of Bill. I guarantee you, he's throwing Bill under the bus.
Oh yeah, as soon as they say that we might have to fire, he's like, who?
hey, that man.
Nani?
Who?
He's like,
Who?
is it me, Jesus?
You firing me? Oh yeah, nah, get Bill out of here. It was Bill's fault. I ain't even like him.
Terrible.
I like Rob. Like Rob?
Right.
Who is Rob? Rob Belichick from Belichick Estates.
Boy, you reached all the way in the back of the archives. You reached way back.
I reached. I don't care. Somebody laughed.
He said, somebody fired me, Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft. So somebody laughed somewhere, some way. Somebody laughed, and I'm okay with it.
He's like, you know what, Chancellor, we're gonna have to get rid of you. He's like, okay, who you gonna replace me with? The owner, Doug Dimmadome, the owner of the Dimmadome.
And you said I reached.
I mean, at least the guy I talked about owns something that I know for sure is a thing. That man ran a successful business out of that.
Hey, bro. Side note, and I know this ain't even on topic, but is it just me, or did it seem like Doug Dimmadome hat got taller every episode?
Every episode.
I just. Hey,
big business. Big business deserve big hats.
I'm gonna say this. Who did the better I'm breaking the screen? Wizard Kelly or Doug Dimmadome?
Oh, I'm just so tall. Like, I'm just so tall. You never see the top of this.
Either I'm so tall or I have item that's like just always out of screenshot.
Like Doug Dimmadome definitely was the flashiest about it. Absolutely. I think Doug Dimmadome did it best. Wizard Kelly was just like, okay, we just don't feel like showing your face.
He was like, we don't push a B. Oh no. He gonna push a B would put Drake back to Aubrey.
Drake.
North Carolina got the second best color scheme in college football. Thank you, Steve. Let them know. Let them know. Hey,
somebody watched the John Gruden video. That's what this was. Somebody saw the John Gruden video. I know exactly where he's bringing this from. But you're right though. It is a solid color scheme though. Hey, the powder blue on white is always.
Hey, that powder blue on white never goes wrong, bro. Never go. Even when they do like the alternate and they get like a black jersey, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, that powder blue mixed it with that, bro. It's just always so clean.
That sounds like pimp energy. Now I ain't go. So you know one colorway that I do miss though is the navy blues on the powder blues.
Yeah.
Back during the Giovanni.
Yeah. That I remember them navy blue unis used to hit too. You got that sprinkle that you got that sprinkle that powder blue on it, and because I remember when they used to do like you could do like the navy blue top with the powder blue bottoms and vice versa. Or the powder blue tops and the navy blue bottoms. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cold. And then when they do like the all navy blue out, I'm like, oh yeah,
it's fresh.
They mean business. They mean big business. And speaking of people who have,
then they had the navy blue helmet with the heel on it.
Yeah,
man.
And speaking of people who meant big business to the Tar Heel Nation and whatnot. Big Mac, never the little one. Never the little one. Gave a lot of praise to Bill Belichick. He gave a lot of praise to Bill Belichick this past week on SiriusXM, man. I don't know if you heard. You heard about what Mac had to say?
I mean, I've seen that he has always had some high talk about Bill Belichick lately. I know what he said recently.
So basically, he was on College Sports on SiriusXM, and he was giving praise to Bill Belichick. He was like, yo, he's going to be successful here. And the reason why, or at least one of the reasons why, he said he'll be successful because the university has invested in him. And here was his quote. He said, they've committed money to it. they've helped them with the academics. They've lowered those standards some. So there's absolutely no reason they shouldn't be successful anymore. They've changed the roster. So you've got a chance to succeed at the highest level, and I expect them to do that, and I'm proud of them. So shout out to Mac for just because some people especially with the way he went out, some people might have been like, "Oh, this kind of cold."
I think more teams should do that with new head coaches. Like, sure, unless you're in one of those schools that you already had a high academic standard just to get there, then you wouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to lower those standards. But like when you have new coaches coming in, especially ones that haven't had a long history of coaching at this level, I think that makes a lot of sense. You lower the standard just a bit. You don't lower it to terrible standards where you don't make it mediocre to where you lose quality, but you lower them enough to where like, okay, this is going to be the expectation for the first 1 to 2 years or 2 to 3 years while you're still getting established. You find a rhythm, you get familiar with everything around here. So then when you do get familiar, you're like, okay, and now we're good. We can start ramping this up a little bit. Then you can start raising the standards more because now you have your rotation in, you have your foundation in, everything's good. So no, I agree with this. This year the media focus is going to be between Bill and Boulder.
Facts.
True. Yeah, it's going to be between Bill and Deion.
Because everybody goes
where you talk about now, Deion gets talked about all the time, no matter who's playing.
Because here's the thing, it's going to be about. I got Bill. Steve said he got Bill going 8-5, 9-4 with y'all in year one. I can see it.
8-5, 9.
I can see it because there's going to be some growing pains. So that's a modest thought process. There's going to be some growing pains.
But see, I'm thinking between 7-6 and 9-4. I can see that for sure.
I like the 8-5. I like the 8-5.
I think 8-5 is the most realistic for sure. Like I was like on a low end 7-6, high end 9-4, and the reason why I say and I think with the 7-6, it's going to be based off some games that either wasn't called in their favor at all, or there was more mental lapses on the field than there were coaching problems. It was more like, okay, we knew what our assignment was, but we just didn't execute well, or the team just literally just out-executed us by comparison. So I think it's going to be some of them games, if they do lose, it's going to be like, it's not because they just were beaten by a better team. It was like they just got beaten either by mental mistakes with some of the newer guys, or they were beaten by just better execution just overall. Like you did everything you could do on a coach's end, and there was nothing you could do.
Everything we can do. We didn't lose. They won.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never heard it put that way, and I love it. So we didn't lose. They won.
Clip right there. Clip of the year. We didn't lose. They won. It's like, what do you mean by that? What does that even mean?
I said, what do you mean by that? It's not what that means. It's provocative. Gets the people going.
Gets the people going, man. It's like, no, it doesn't.
Is it not? I'm confused. I'm confused, sir.
It's like, no, it doesn't. I'm sure it does. But, man, I'm honestly, when I think about everything and I think about the season and I look at it, I genuinely believe Bill could have an ACC title in 4 years.
Oh yeah, well, I think within his first 5 seasons, he could easily
win an ACC
for ACC. If not not winning, at least competing every year.
Speaking of ACC titles, speaking of that, did you see that the NCAA changed the seeding for the CFP starting next year?
I did see they're doing the straight up. If you're
straight up seeding, basically 1 through 4. Yeah. So basically, for those of you who don't know, starting next CFP, there is no you win the conference, you win one of the big four, like what, Power 4, Power 5. If you win one of those, you're automatically getting a bye. So the ACC, the SEC, Big Ten, and Big 12 champions do not get the automatic bye.
That no longer matters when it comes down to getting a bye.
Basically,
if you were not ranked one of the top 4 teams by the end of the championship week, you're not getting the bye.
When they make that selection, like when they select the 12 teams, they're going to basically put it as, all right, we got our 12 teams. What are your rankings in the league at that time?
Mm-hmm. Seeds 5 and 12, we'll see you week 1.
We'll see you week 1. So for example, let's say you got the number 1 team in the nation, the number 4, the number 7. It's like number 1, 4, 5, and 6 are the 4 highest seeds. I don't know why they do it that way, but let's just say that happens. Those are the 4. Those will be your 4 seeds, your top 4 seeds heading into this, if I'm recalling correctly.
From what I remember, the way they were talking about it is if you are.
Do I got it wrong?
I think it's a little wrong because I don't think they're doing it that way. I think what it is if you're ranked 1 through 4, come the CFP, and then when they do selection, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're not one of the top 4 teams at the end of the season or by CFP selection, you don't get a bye week. It is literally just 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the ones that get bye weeks.
So
it's the way I was reading it.
So basically, okay. So in my mind, with that being said, SEC champ is probably going to be number 1. Like I'm gonna call a spade a spade. We're gonna call a spade a spade. The SEC champ is going to be the number 1 seed. So if the ACC champ jumps from, let's say, 5 to a 2, they would get the number 2 seed.
Yeah, so basically what they're saying is the college football is shifting from a straight seeding model for 2025, meaning teams will be seeded based off of their final rankings by the CFP selection committee. Rather than prioritizing conference championships for the top 4 seeds, this change aims towards reward the best overall teams and create a more balanced bracket. So basically, if you are 1, 2, 3, and 4, you get the bye week because you are now the 4 best teams in the CFP.
Okay. So even
if everybody below that has to play the first round, and then whoever comes out of the first round will play the top 4 best teams.
So if the Big Ten champ ends up being the 7th seed at the end of it all,
they will have to play round 1.
They're just a 7th.
They're just a 7th. Yeah, because you weren't good enough during the season to get top 4.
Okay.
And that's basically how they were doing it before they changed it to the 12 team. Was the top 4 guys was the one that made playoffs.
Yeah.
So all they're really doing is keeping that model and just expanding it to 12 teams. And that's really what everybody thought they were going to do initially when they first started this. Was they're going to have it to where whoever the top 4 teams was deserve more auto bids. I don't know. No, I don't. And unfortunately, I don't think they do. I don't think they deserve more auto bids. Nick's down 10, by the way. Shaking my head. They still.
I would say for the auto bids, I would say if you're giving the ACC more, you have to give the Big Ten more. Respectfully,
I feel like you have to give because the SEC is going. You have to give Big 12 more on top of that if you're going to do all 4.
Only reason I don't think about the Big 12 like that is, in terms of football competition, especially as of late, over the last decade and a half, it's been the SEC, the ACC, or the Big Ten that have been the champs.
Right.
So that's why I couldn't put the Big 12 in there, because when the Pac-12 was a thing, when it was the Pac-12 and the Pac-10, the Pac-12 would usually beat out the Big 12 here and there. It would be flip-flop between them and the Pac-12 every year on which conference is better.
So I got the score pinned in the corner of my screen.
Man, listen, I got the game literally on silent.
So I could listen. I got it like sitting in front. I got it, but like
listen,
I think the reason why I would say you'd have to also give the Big 12 more bids too, mainly is just because at this point now we only have 4 power conferences. It's a power 4 conferences now.
Yeah.
Now, if you still had the Power Five operating like the Power Five, then no, I would definitely agree that the Big 12 wouldn't get anything because Pac-12 would beat y'all out.
Yeah.
Or Pac-12 tends to have more competition than you. But now when it's just the four of them, sure, the level of competition may still not match up with Big 10, ACC, and SEC. But if you're going to give more bids to the ACC when the overall competition hasn't been that great over the last couple of years, they still got more competition over, because now even Big 12 is starting to get a little more competitive by comparison.
Yeah, I can see
because
that.
at least the teams that you have are at least around the same level overall in the conference, instead of you having that one big, because when you had Texas and Oklahoma was there, you already knew Texas and Oklahoma was probably going to win the conference.
They were the top dogs with the occasional They were the top dogs with the occasional Texas tag, maybe Kansas State,
right.
maybe Oklahoma State will have one good year.
Notre Dame sickens me every time I see them. Notre Dame.
Hey, bro. No. This is a running joke I have with this man because he cannot stand Notre Dame, and for valid reason. For valid reason. Because I will admit, I started supporting his reasoning because Notre Dame went to the ACC for every other sport but football.
I get that you still get all your notoriety like you used to. I get that. However, I should not see you ranked top 10 ever in your life if you don't choose a conference. Notre Dame should never be top 10 ever in their life until they choose a conference. I shouldn't see you in the opportunity to get in the national play. I shouldn't see you in the college football playoff ever again.
I honestly don't think you should. Honestly, as a school, I don't think you should be allowed to put every other sport you play in a conference, but football or one other sport can remain out. Like you're either all in or you're all out. Because the fact that the reason why Notre Dame plays in the ACC for basketball is because there's not enough independence to justify you getting into the tournament off independent alone. Even Yale and Cornell and all them play the Ivy League to get a bid into the NCAA tournament. So that's the reason why Notre Dame hopped in there. So I'm like, bro, Notre Dame should be in the ACC fully. Like, I don't like the fact that they still remain independent. I respect the talent they have. I respect
always. Like Notre Dame has a good team,
and they have a great coach too.
And looking at and even looking at their schedule this year, I can see the upside being independent. I couldn't find the word in my life.
Hey, listen, you were trying real hard. Like,
I was so flustered, I could not find the word to save my life just now. But I can see the profitability and the upside to being an independent school. But just make the rest of your school independent.
That's what I'm saying. Either go all in or go all out. Go all in or go all out.
Just make the rest of your school independent. Because if you're able to do this with just the football team, why not just have the whole school independent? And part of me feels like the reason why you don't have the rest of your school independent is because you won't make enough money outside of football to justify the rest of them being independent.
No, they won't do that. And like I said, you won't get the notoriety that comes with, oh, hey, we are an independent basketball school. We're an independent lacrosse team. We're independent. Like, when your opponents aren't going to generate that notoriety for you because the other independent opponents aren't going to do it. So what do? You join the conference. Basketball, everybody, I don't care who you are. When it comes to college basketball, everybody knows the ACC is the cream of the crop. Followed by that.
Because now even looking at their schedule, and
I'm looking at it right now. No,
looking at your schedule, they have a solid schedule. This is one of the few times I have not been upset looking at a Notre Dame schedule. Like, you got Miami, you got Texas A&M, you got Arkansas, you got USC, you got North NC State, Syracuse, and Pittsburgh on this schedule. It's a solid schedule. Is it one of the most difficult I've seen? No, but you at least have some legitimate competition.
Nah, because here's the problem.
Because normally you only got 3 teams that's worth playing.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna point out 2 things for you, and you're gonna love the way I point out. One, Dynasty Me is coming out, and you know what I do during Dynasty when we play Dynasties. I need a ranked opponent on this schedule. I
mean, they got Florida and A&M on there.
No, they don't.
Miami, Florida?
They aren't ranked, at least not when I'm looking at it. Unless
I don't know if they put the ranks
ranking. Okay, if they haven't dropped the rankings yet, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I don't think they've dropped the rankings yet.
Put a ranked opponent 2.
Bro, Notre Dame hasn't won a Natty since 1988. Join the conference. Facts. Join the conference. It might break the curse.
Then not only that, look at this. Miami, NC State, Boston College, Syracuse, Stanford. That is 5 ACC teams.
Just play in the ACC.
Just join the ACC.
Because all the out of conference games you have is Boise State, A&M, Arkansas, and Purdue, and USC. Everybody else is ACC.
USC is their rivalry. Like for some reason they have a
rivalry. Right, and USC is a rivalry.
I'll let them keep that. But just go ahead, join the ACC. Like, because what is it? You have usually 9 games? 9 out of a 13 or 8 out of a 13 season that are conference games. You already got 5 ACC opponents. So take out what?
Take out Boise. Take out Boise. Take out Purdue.
Take out Arkansas. And I'll take out Arkansas because y'all gonna have the Navy game.
And take out Navy.
No, I'll give them Navy because everybody needs a cupcake game. And that's no shade at Navy. I just think there's no shade at Navy.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was the Purdue game.
That's fair. I can see why you thought that.
I thought that was either Purdue or Boise State. It's my fault.
I can see why you thought that. But the other reason why I'm looking at it is if they join the ACC, Navy would be the out of conference game they have for the final ACC stretch down at the end of the season. Think about it: Boise, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, Stanford. And Pitt's not even in the ACC. Pitt's in the Big Ten, so that's still a hard game.
Oh, did they move to Big Ten? I thought because they were ACC 2 years ago, right?
Oh, they still ACC? If they still ACC, that's 6. Yep, they're still ACC. That's 6.
I thought so.
That's 6 opponents in the ACC. Just join the ACC.
Just join the ACC. Because you know what? Another thing that I'm thinking. Because another thing that I can't. That's the reason why I can't stand Notre Dame for this. It's because, like I said before, unfortunately, the competition in the ACC hasn't been the same caliber that we've been coming to expect as of late. Because Florida State's gone down.
Clemson started.
Miami's starting to come up. Clemson had a bit of a Healy thing for a second.
They are in their iffy window right now. They're in
the iffy window right now.
Either gonna regroup or they're gonna really start to take a dip.
Like I said, they're in that iffy window right now. Then you got, like I said, and then I said North Carolina is starting to figure things out, or they should be starting to figure things out over the next couple of years. Syracuse, NC State is still kind of solid. Pittsburgh has been a solid contender.
I don't know. Pittsburgh
and once again in a weaker conference, unfortunately. But Syracuse, when you gotta say that Syracuse is one of your best contenders in a conference.
Nah, you know who we really keep forgetting because they just be flying under the radar too, and I'm looking forward to them in the ACC next year.
Georgia Tech.
Nah, I want to see what SMU does again.
Well, I mean, they just got there though.
And they went 8-0 in the conference. I want to see them do it again.
So they just got there. So SMU definitely is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Now we got to see what they do because did that quarterback come back this year?
Let me see. Because
that's going to be a major factor too. If that quarterback didn't come back this season, It might be a little iffy.
You think so?
I think it's gonna be a little iffy if that freshman ain't come back. If he transferred out, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a bit of a problem.
He was a freshman.
I think he was. Yeah, he was. So I hope he does because like I said, hell of a season.
What was his name again?
I think his last name was it wasn't King. I'm thinking of another guy.
Hold up. Jennings?
I think so.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, because he played in the loss to Penn State.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings, redshirt junior. So he had transferred in from another school. I think he transferred in from Miami. I think.
I do not see him on the roster, bro.
He's on here.
Oh wait, my fault. I'm looking at the wrong roster. My bad.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings.
My bad. I was looking at the wrong roster. Okay.
Yeah, because he came in as a redshirt sophomore last year.
Bet. That man nice though. But overall, at the end of the day, Notre Dame, join the ACC, join a conference, any conference.
You'll break the natty curse if you join the conference.
Promise.
If you or if you remove all your other teams from a conference.
That part. But
the football gods are not pleased.
They are not. And the football gods, it means him.
Indeed. I'm not pleased.
Moving on real quick. Want to talk about the Tar Heel weekly offer sheet. And I figured out the dates for when they do these offer sheets now. And this is from May 19th to the 25th. So not much going on this week for the offer sheet, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I'll get you for this one. Class of 2026, you got Eli Rickle, offensive lineman, 6'5", 260 pounds. No stars available right now. But with a frame like that, we'll see what happens over this upcoming season.
He gonna be
class of 2027s. We got Cameron Hall, defensive end, 6'4", 230. Montre Jackson's cornerback, 6'1", 170 pounds, 4-star. Zane Rowe, defensive end, 6'5", 240, another 4-star. And King Thibodeau, defensive end, 6'1", 236, 3-star.
You see it?
So, and once again, you could tell like Bill Belichick has a type.
I don't got no type. Hey.
When it comes down to defensive ends, there's a type.
Things that I like. Hey.
Yeah, because when it comes down to the lineman aspect of things, there's a type.
Oh, listen, he going for every prototype that he could have pulled in New England.
Well, and he said early on, we're going to be physical. We're going to be a very physical team. He's finding very physical individuals. So he's trying to find some guys that can throw their weight around. Now, the one thing I'm worried about, I will say, is the 6'1" corner.
Why?
They be playing hokey pokey.
Play the hokey pokey in your turn. Hey.
Yeah, Notre Dame be playing games. The only reason why I'm worried about the 6'1" corner is because I actually came across something recently, and I think it was actually an interview with Julian Edelman was talking about it. That a lot of teams that you saw in the professional league started going with bigger corners because what was happening is teams were getting bigger receivers on the outside. But the problem with the bigger corners were they weren't agile enough to keep up with the smaller slot guys, with the shiftier receivers. And Edelman was like, I would tear up these taller corners because they couldn't keep up with route running in these situations. Line me up outside on a 6'1", 6'2" cornerback, and most of the time I'm going to beat him because they're just not that agile. Now, I will say, luckily enough, as the evolution of the cornerback has gone on over the last couple of years, we have seen more agile and athletic taller corners. We've seen more agile and athletic, taller free safeties. Heck, I think we actually even got smaller at the safety position and gotten bigger at corner.
I'm gonna say this about that though. That's just the evolution of the game in terms of natural transition. Because think about it, the problem now, as Edelman points out, bigger corner can be beat by smaller receiver. So what naturally is going to happen? Teams are going to go back to getting the smaller receivers, or it's like, okay, so we got to go back to getting the smaller corners to match with the smaller receivers. Once they do that, then teams are going to go back to the big receiver pandemic, and now you're back to Calvin Johnson situations where, hey, I got a 5'11", 5'10" corner on a 6'5" receiver. Just throw it up.
Not just that. I'm gonna actually use I'm actually gonna use Atlanta for a perfect example of this, because what was starting to happen is once they started putting smaller corners on these shiftier receivers, that's when you started seeing the 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" bigger receivers being put in the slot.
Yep. Throw them up the seam. What they gonna do?
Putting tight ends on nickels, because at this point, you're not gonna outsize him.
You think a nickel? You think any corner is gonna be able to tackle like a Travis Kelce in open field?
Oh,
Rob Gronkowski in open field?
I said, because think about it. The Patriots were perfect using Gronkowski for that exact situation. Anytime they saw a nickel, it was they ate that up.
Go in the slot. They said, Gronk, go in the slot. We are throwing you the ball. It don't matter because he is too small and he can't get through you. It don't matter what we throw.
Just box him out. Get inside of him. Box him out. I'm gonna hit you. That's it.
They'll sit there and
let him get over top of you. It's gonna be a back shoulder. He's not getting around you.
Because that's the thing. It's like, all right, if he does a hitch, if he sits in that, Gronkowski's boxing him out. He wants to play over the top. You want to fade, back shoulder. He wants to play underneath. You want to fade, over the top, bro. Like
over the top.
And guess what? Gronk can literally turn around. And I know Julio did this, and I know Calvin Johnson did this, but literally me.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, that's it. And then even crazier, when you have tight ends that were like Gronk and Travis Kelce with the AC 1 foot in, 1 foot out, it was barbecue chicken alert with Gronk.
Hey, right, I saw that. It was barbecue chicken alert. Look here. Hey, what I told Rudy Gobert.
Actually, I misread that. It was BBW chicken. It's fat chicken alert.
Hey, what I tell him? I said, get in the paint. Barbecue chicken.
It was that big, beautiful white meat.
Don't ever say that.
You see what he said? You see what he typed?
Hey, I see what he typed.
Look what he typed. It said BBW. That's what that says. I am just reading what the man said. If you gonna get on anybody, get on him.
Oh Lord!
Big beautiful white meat chicken alert,
bro. Oh.
Just I gets my pimpin' on. Oh shit. Just I gets my
Oh my God, I'm done, bro. I'm done.
That is barbecue.
It's a typo. Forgive me. My bad.
And then we got transfer portal updates.
Woo!
So
transfer.
Officially transferring out is Evan Haynes is transferring wide receiver, transferring out, going to Georgia Tech.
You ain't had to go to G Tech, bro. Like, we love you, but you ain't had to go to G Tech.
You could have left the conference at least. We wouldn't have been mad.
Like, not at all.
Like, I would have understood if you left the conference, but you had to stay in so that way you can look and see what happened.
Like, you literally just want to prove a point.
And then we don't have anybody that entered the portal this week.
Nope.
Thankfully. So nobody else is trying to leave so far. But coming in, we have wide receiver from Purdue / Tennessee. 6'3", 217-pound, four-star Nathan Leacock.
Damn, mini keyboard.
Man, the mini keyboards be terrible.
So he
doesn't have a whole lot to say that he's on the stat sheet. Got 1 catch for 13 yards in the season opener before he redshirted last season. Came in, transferred out of Tennessee, went to Purdue. Worked out with Purdue for the spring, and then came to us. He saw what Bill had going on. It was like, I want to be a part of that. So here he is. Other upside was former top 100 prospect coming out of high school, ranked 76 overall, 13th receiver nationally, and 3rd in the state of North Carolina. Some of his scouting report was that this man, he's a big-bodied receiver, very athletic. Could be his catch to touchdown ratio was great. He was also seen as a very good red zone prospect because he could go and get the high ball if he ever needed him to. So, looking out to see what happens. So, I'm looking forward to see what he can bring to the team on the field come this fall.
Hey, listen. Sometimes all you need is a new what is it? Dang, what's the word?
Don't you hate that?
Dang, I had it.
But say you snap it too much, you lost it. It's gone.
Ah, stop. Scenery. There it is.
I do the same thing. That's how I know.
Scenery. Yeah, new scenery.
Change the scenery.
Yeah, do change the scenery. There it is.
New environment.
All right, sometimes that's just what you need. So
we haven't had any withdrawn transfers, so because nobody went.
Y'all ain't leaving.
Well,
y'all ain't leaving. Hey, nah, they withdrew because you ain't leaving.
Now, new commits out of class of 2026. We got Travis Burgess, 6'5", 210-pound, 3-star quarterback out of Loganville, Georgia. So I wish Gridiron Heights could add Bill Situation to the mix. They be cooking. Gridiron Heights be funny,
bro.
Gridiron Heights.
Listen, don't give them no ideas. They probably will add it. They'll probably have a college version of Gridiron Heights.
They'll probably have something. They say so in Georgia. He's the 27th quarterback in the state of Georgia, 44th overall in the nation. Stats for 2024: 2,235 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Adding on top of that, almost 600 yards rushing with 4 extra touchdowns, with 14-1 with a 6A championship. Man. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. From one of these kids that only got to 3A, that was at a 3A school, I didn't know 6A was a thing.
I found out
until I saw Burns High School.
Bro, I found
out Burns was a 5A school.
I found out 6A was a thing when I went down to Florida for an AAU basketball tournament my junior year. Came from overseas. We got to Florida, and I'm sitting there, and I knew 5A because my mama went to 4A, and I think Marlboro County was a 3A at the time. So and my mom said there was a 5A school. I was like, okay, we get to Florida. Vince Carter's high school, we had to drive past it, was a 6A. I said 6? What's their graduating class? Man said 4,000. I said, what?
They should do a college version for real. All the college players talking like babies. True.
It's called the quad.
The quad.
And I'm like 6A, 4,000. Bro, for context, my graduating class in high school was 52. Listen, my high school combined was like 200 some odd students. Granted, I was in a military school because I was on a military base, but still, bro, like 4,000 kids in the graduating class was wild to me.
Listen, and then let's see here. Also, he chose us over Auburn, NC State, Wisconsin, Arizona State, Mississippi State, Boston College, Duke, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Utah, Tennessee, and Michigan. That's a long list.
I don't know what. Here's the bad part. That wasn't even the other names like the App States, the Georgia Southerns, and whatnot. That was in there too.
Yeah, now he has offers, and when he quoted the reason why he chose us was that just the coaches at UNC. I mean, all 3 programs have good coaches, but Coach Belichick took me in the office, went over my film play by play with me, and to have a legend take me to break down my film and personally talk to me about a plan to develop me is what really helped me make the decision after talking to my mom and dad. And honestly, that was one of the biggest selling tickets that I think Bill has had coming in.
I was gonna say that's the selling ticket he has for so many people because to them they're like, this is the GOAT of coaching. This man coached, in a lot of people's eyes, the greatest quarterback of all time. And Tom Brady was a 6th round pick, 199. So what can he do with me if he did that with Tom Brady?
Exactly. And my other thing with that was because honestly, that surprised me that there weren't more guys that transferred in, or were at least trying to.
They probably, here's the thing, some of them probably looked at it like, I'm in a good situation. I'm in a great situation. It would be nice, but then you and I both know when it comes to the thought of transferring, do credits transfer? Will stuff get messed up? Yeah, I'm coming in, but who else is coming in? But it's like, you have to make that decision, especially if you're a solidified starter where you're at, you're running the risk of not even getting playing time if you go over there.
I about to say now, what the most basic thought processes for that was, if I am wanting to go over there, And
how many other people want to go over there?
How many other people are going to go? That's going to be in my position. And where am I? And if I do get over there, where am I going to end up on the depth chart because 18 other outside linebackers decided to go over here?
Because not only that, if you know college football, not only are you having to worry about the other transfers that are coming in, you don't know who Bill's recruited as a freshman that's coming in.
That too, and you don't even know who's already who stayed there either.
Facts.
So like, there's a whole lot of competition you could think of, and if you think, oh, you're looking at it like, okay, if I stay here, I already know I'm second string right now. The guy in front of me is about to graduate, and I know they got 2 or 3 guys might be coming in, but they're freshmen, and I'm already proven that I can do what he does already. Mm-hmm. I have a better shot playing now than I do going over there. So that's totally fair.
So I'm not surprised that more people haven't transferred. I thought a little bit more would transfer in, but it's also, I think a lot of transfers that have been coming in my eyes, have been guys who they knew were not getting playing time in their current situation.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, you know what? That's Bill. If I'm not going to get playing time, I'm at least play for Bill Belichick and not get playing time.
And that's a common factor for a lot of guys that transfer in and out. Some of them will say, oh, I don't like the coaching over here. Some of them are like, oh, there was a better opportunity somewhere else. But a lot of them, especially like freshmen and sophomores that transfer out, is like, oh, I'm not about to get playing time over here.
And that's fair. It's like, if I'm not getting it's like, if I'm not going to get PT, let me at least go and be with a coach like that can still make me better. Or I can at least say, yo, I rode the bench, but you know who I was riding the bench for? Bill Belichick, dog.
Right. It's something I do, and something I do hate though, and we've talked about it probably till we're blue in the face, is that when you got guys that have gone to like 4 different schools in 4 years,
sit down,
are gone to 4 or 5 different schools in 3 years, and you still third string,
bro. It's like, just,
I mean,
just go ahead.
If you were third string when you left, you get to another place, third string there, go to another place, third string there, go to another place, third string there. Maybe the problem isn't who you going to. Maybe you're the problem.
Kelly Bryant. Kelly Bryant was a big reason about that.
Sure, old buddy that just left Georgia and went to Sacramento State.
Oh,
he was at 4 different schools.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought you were about to talk about Carson Beck. I was like, dang, at least Carson was a starter.
Nah, Carson Beck started.
Who's the one that went to Miami? The kid that like transferred like 3 different schools. He ended up at Miami at one point. Not Carson, but it was another quarterback.
Oh, King?
I think so. But like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he transferred to Miami, then transferred somewhere else trying to start, and he didn't start anywhere.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Because he transferred from Miami to like SoCal, transferred from SoCal back to Miami.
Yeah, and then
who was that?
Starting at all.
Didn't start at either one of them.
But bro,
it was ticked off. He didn't get a start.
It is wild. But we're gonna move on to the next spot, because what some of y'all don't know, we want to highlight some other things here on the UNC podcast, North Carolina Tar Heels Live, because we have a lot of stuff going on for the Tar Heels. And number one, I thought this was really
shout out to the women's lacrosse team for a perfect season and a 4th NCAA title. Second undefeated season in 4 years. Beat Northwestern 12-8 in the title game on Sunday, or what was it? This past Sunday.
This past Sunday.
And then Bill Belichick's old stomping grounds in Gillette Stadium.
And then not only that, shout out to redshirt freshman Chloe Humphrey, who led the way with 4 goals. And then huge shout out. I will admit, I haven't been the biggest on lacrosse this year, but I thought this story was cool, and apparently it's been a thing all season.
Legit,
the Humphrey sisters, the oldest sister, Nicole, stayed for her senior season and got to win a championship with her middle sister, Ashley, and their youngest sister, Chloe. The Humphrey sisters
made it a family affair.
Made it a family affair.
And honestly, that's probably one of the best. That's actually one of the best like storylines I've heard in a minute.
Bro, to win a national,
you don't get a chance to see that very often.
And that's the thing. It's one thing to do it with one of your siblings. Like, we've seen like brothers and sisters But three siblings, three sisters got to be on the same team at the same time and win a title together. Like that's, bro. Shout out to the UNC women's lacrosse team. If you are a UNC women's lacrosse fan, if you were there at the game, let us know, man. Send the pictures in. Put it in the comments. If you were there watching, hey, to the Humphrey sisters, if y'all see this video.
Thanks, Beats. Hey, give y'all.
And to anybody else on the women's lacrosse team, hey, we're not discounting y'all. I just knew that was the storyline that a lot of people were following. But y'all did amazing. 22-0. Ain't nothing to scoff at, bro.
At all.
That's phenomenal.
And then we're going to talk about continuing to win titles. Big ups for the UNC baseball team winning their 9th ACC title.
Hey,
after beating Clemson 14-4 in the ACC title game. And now they're tied for the second most tournament titles in ACC history. And now at 42-12 earned the 5th national seed to host their super regional game versus Holy Cross this coming Friday. So, hey, good luck to y'all boys in this tournament.
Again, if you are in the area, go support the Tar Heel baseball team. Go support the Diamond Hills, bro.
And it is going to be at home. So it is in North Carolina at North Carolina Stadium for this. So they're at home for this game.
All right, they are at home because they are hosting the Super Regional. They got to win this, and then they got to win another game in the Super Regional. But the Super Regional is for them. They get to host it. So that is awesome. And then last one, I'm gonna speak on this one because neither he nor I knew this was an actual thing. I did not know this was an actual thing. But UNC Hussman School of University and Journalism and Media won their 7th straight NCAA journalism title this weekend. So I'll be honest with y'all. I didn't even know collegiate journalism had awards, but the fact that they do, I love it. I love it.
Listen.
I love it. So for those of you who don't know, the Hearst Journalism Awards program, which is actually known as the Pulitzers of college journalism, they made the announcement saying that UNC has won the title this year. This is UNC's 10th title in 11 years and their 14th title since 2002, bro. And I know some of y'all gonna ask the question because I asked the question. How do you even judge that? How do you even determine who wins this title, right? So what Hearst does is they have monthly competitions all year long in various disciplines of journalism for the undergraduates. And in those competitions, you can earn points. The students will earn points to determine like the intercollegiate rankings in each category. So basically, they'll have a monthly like competition. Students go, they compete, they gain points. Schools accumulate these points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the year or whenever it's time wins. And as a school, UNC Hussman placed 1st in multimedia, 2nd in writing, 2nd in audio, television, and podcasts, and 7th in photo journalism. And also, these 6 Hussman students will go with 29.
Right. We all learned something today.
Bro, listen, I learned a whole lot today with this one. And also, 6 Hussman students are among the 29 who have been selected to go to San Francisco and compete for the individual journalism championships. And those 6 students I
didn't even know those individuals.
That's what I'm saying. So you won a team trophy, and now you can go win an individual for your thing, bro. I'm saying. But these 6 individuals
get a trophy for the rack.
I'm saying are Sarah Ellis, Max Fallu, Samantha Hoffman, Ellie Colmy, Henry Taylor, and Hannah Zinn. So again, listen. Finding out that there is actually a journalism NCAA title is really flipping cool.
Wow.
It's really flipping cool. I think that is actually real awesome that is a median that gets to be rewarded with championships. And it makes me wonder how many other niche majors have championships, because I would have never thought journalism have one. So now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, does art have one? Does music appreciation have one? Like, we know there's Battle of the Bands, but what about flipping? Is there a Spanish championship, like a foreign languages championship? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Listen, I feel because we already know there's debate championships, there's whole debate competitions.
Right.
You got math, you got the mathletes with the mathematics competitions. So like at the end of the day, it's like they might as well just make everything competition at that, because I feel like there's a crochet competition somewhere.
Oh, listen, bro. I know somebody somewhere is in her dorm room, in his dorm room, in their dorm room, crocheting up a storm and could give anybody a run for their money.
Because you remember the old lumberjack competitions back on when they used to put them on ESPN?
Oh yeah, on Spike and ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them competitions. Them joints were crazy.
Those were legit though.
Hey, they used to be getting it. They used to be
some of the stuff I was like, I didn't know you could do some of this stuff with a chainsaw.
Like what?
They were killing these competitions.
And then
lastly, big ups to all y'all.
And then lastly, man, Tar Heel birthdays. And the last May birthday that we have is for our own new quarterback, Gio Lopez. His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Gio Lopez. Also, want to give a big happy birthday to his son. Yeah. Micah.
They turned 2 today.
And then also, guys, he gonna hate me for doing this, but happy birthday to my co-host, as his birthday. My dog's birthday is the day after that, on the 28th. It is literally tomorrow. So happy birthday, big dog.
Appreciate y'all.
And man, it's good to see you make it to another year, bro.
Yeah, man. It's at the end of the day, you gotta say it's a blessing for that, because the world's been crazy.
The world has been crazy.
I'm happy to make it this far.
But with all that being said, it is time for our Tar Heel takeaway of the week. Do you want to take it first, birthday boy?
It just reminded me when KD climbed the athlete's name that wasn't even mad, none of them whatsoever, because of the happiness of being in his presence. Hey,
listen, it be like that.
They look at it. Listen, we may not be able to shoot a basketball better than you, but I bet you I can add all that change in your pocket very fast.
Very fast.
He said, no, I don't know what it is, but I can add up that change in your purse very fast.
Oh, man. You want to go first this week? It's your choice, birthday boy. You can go first. You can go second.
I'll go ahead and go first, I guess.
All right.
So, all right. Gotta make sure we was in focus. So, Tar Heel takeaway of the day. Enjoy your life. Don't let somebody tell you that you can't enjoy what you want to enjoy, because at the end of the day, they ain't living your life for you. You is. Work and life can get hard for you. Don't let that nonsense keep you from doing the things you love. I know I've probably said this one other time in another thing, but it's important, because your mental health, your well-being is important. Don't let nobody tell you that you are worth less than you really are, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody taking care of you but you. So just make sure, in most cases of not, put yourself first. Don't let nobody tell you that you're worth being second to nobody else. You know why? Because they don't know you like you do. They don't value you the same way you should value you. Self-help book, page 36, chapter 14.
Not he read.
But nah, for real, enjoy your life, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, we only got one. Life is crazy enough. If you want to go sit down, watch Looney Tunes and a bowl of cereals in your Spider-Man pajamas, go ahead and please don't let nobody tell you that you can't do that. Because you know why? Who's paying your bills? You or them? You paying them bills.
This sound like me last week.
Exactly. You paying them bills. They ain't paying them bills for you.
Oh, I love it. All right. So,
am I missing something? There we go. I am missing something. There we go.
My turn.
Yeah.
All right, hold up. Let me get the solo. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Demir.
You get back over here.
All right, man. My Tar Heel takeaway for the week. Fellas, this one's for us. I'm talking specifically to the fellas right now. Hey, listen, if you were talking to a young lady and she tells you that she is uncomfortable because of something that has happened from another guy in her past, I understand that you may not have been the individual that did anything to her. You have no intentions of harming her. However, we have to be accountable for the stuff that men have done in the past. It's a scary world for these ladies out here. They are going through a lot, like left and right, especially in the country right now that we're in. And it's a scary time. So when a young lady tells you, hey, I'm just a little nervous, I have a hard time trusting men because X, Y, and Z has happened, don't take it as a personal slight. It is nothing against you, bro. It is honestly just her trying to make sure that she is safe because something traumatic has happened to her. And as a man, we have to take accountability for that and just have to hold that brunt. Same thing we do with police officers. If one police officer does something bad, all police officers have to be responsible for that. If one doctor does bad, all doctors have to be responsible for that person's malpractice and make sure they understand their patient, or in certain cases for the police, their detainee understands, hey, we're here to help. We're here to do right by you. So, fellas, if you're talking to a young lady and she tells you, I trust you, but I'm having to work through it, and just be patient with her. Work through them walls with her. Don't take it as a personal slight against you. She doesn't think that you're a bad person. And if she has a viewpoint of, oh, men have hurt me, men are bad. If she has a history of dealing with guys where she opens up and they hurt her, like physically, emotionally, or whatever the case may be, you can't get mad because now when she's talking to you, she has that trauma and she has those thought processes at first. It is up to you to accept that responsibility and then show her why and give her plenty of reasons as to why you are not the individuals from her past. Because let's be real, in the past, if you were hurt by a young lady and a new young lady came up, you would kind of be reserved and be hesitant in terms of trusting her with certain things if the previous one ended the relationship very badly and abused your trust and your heart. Let's just be honest. That's my soapbox. I think that was one of my more.
My take is, as long as Chancellor Pimp hands strong, Bill ain't going nowhere. He box office right now, baby.
You know what? Hey, I love it. Hey, anybody listening, if you want, make sure to hop on Twitter, YouTube, all the Spotify. If you want to put in a hot take, put it in the comments. We'll read your comments too. We love to hear y'all.
Everybody free for hot takes.
But guys, this has been another episode of the UNC Live Podcast, available on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Anchor, Instagram, Twitter, and all other streaming platforms. So we thank y'all for listening to it. My co-host, you got say your last word to the people.
But
all right, he ain't got no last word.
Hey, appreciate y'all for coming out. Glad y'all enjoyed. Come back next week. Once again, if you want to have a hot take on here, come in, hop in the comments, say what you got to say. We'll read it out to everybody. Don't feel embarrassed. We won't judge you heavily.
And we are back here at 9, right?
Yeah, we are back at 9.
9 o'clock on the dot. 9 o'clock every Tuesday. Be sure, be ready, be prepared, grab your popcorn, get the shenanigans out the way, because we're going to be here giving y'all all the fun and whatnot. But it's every Tuesday, 9 o'clock. Y'all know how we get down. But with all that being said, peace. Let's go to all of y'all. Take care. Later days, and we're out of here, baby.
Press the button.
Press the button.